And then go ahead and sit back in your chair. So the first thing we're going to be doing is thinking about just getting comfortable, maybe feet flat on the floor. And then start to bring your attention into the center of your body. So for this first few seconds, we're just noticing, paying attention. How fast is your heart beating? How quickly or slowly are you breathing? Are you taking deep breaths? Are you taking more shallow, panting breaths? Maybe noticing what's happening in your mind. What are you thinking about? Where is your mind going? And then we're going to start to allow our breathing to slow down. So if those 4-count breaths might help you, starting to think about inhaling on a slow, steady count of 4. And exhaling on that same slow, steady count of 4. Thinking slow and controlled breath. And 4 counts is just a guide. If 3 counts feels better, that's fine. And if you're not already doing it, go ahead and think about allowing the abdomen to expand as you inhale. And then as you exhale, letting the abdomen softly contract. So belly button comes back towards the spine here as you exhale, soft contraction of the abdominal muscles, pulling, pushing that air out. Inhaling slowly and steady, keeping your concentration on what you're doing with your breath here. And then if you want to start to find that box breathing, we're going to go ahead and on your next inhale, let your belly expand as you inhale. And then find a little bit of a hold at the top. Can be 3 or 4 counts. Feel that breath sit in your lungs. Maybe feel your ribs expand away from one another. And then find that slow, controlled exhale. And then before you take your next inhale, find a little pause. That's your box breath. Inhaling, let that abdomen expand. And exhale, right back down. Go ahead and let your attention move away from your breath. We're going to direct our attention to our face. And go ahead and just notice for a minute whether there are any obvious places of tension in your face. So maybe you're clenching your teeth. Maybe you're squeezing your eyes shut. Go ahead and start to soften the muscles in the face. So maybe thinking about the eyes. Maybe noticing if you are scrunching your eyebrows together. Think about letting that space between the eyes smooth out, letting the temples be soft, letting the eyelids rest gently one on top of the other. And then letting that sensation start to spread down through the cheeks. If you find yourself clenching your teeth together, maybe let a little bit of space between the upper and lower teeth. Letting those teeth separate, letting the jaw be soft and loose, and then starting to feel that sensation of the neck loosening as the jaw loosens, maybe noticing if the tendons in your neck are popping out and you're feeling tight, or your shoulders are up by your ears. Go ahead and as you exhale, let those shoulders sink down, let the muscles, those trapezius muscles running down the side of the neck, soften and loosen. If it's helpful to you, sometimes I even find if you put a hand right on the muscle that you're trying to relax, you can really get that muscle to soften. You can feel that sensation of melting. Whatever cue works for you, softening, loosening, releasing. And then we're going to go ahead and just let that sensation start to spread down the body. So maybe focusing on the arms, biceps, triceps, forearms, hands and fingers, maybe even squeezing your hands into a fist and then releasing them. So you can really commit that sensation of the hands being loose and soft and relaxed. And then now that we're kind of settled into that sense of relaxation, our body is loose, maybe going through, scanning over your body one more time and just notice if there's any places where tension might have crept back in. For me, it's always my jaw, the back of my neck. So if you need to go ahead and send that signal from your brain to whatever part of your body seems to have tightened again, you can go ahead and do that. Maybe once, maybe a few times, softening and loosening that spot that really wants to hold on to that tension. Training those muscles to relax, to release. Training your brain to focus on what's happening in your body right at this moment. And then we're going to go ahead and just for the next 2 minutes, we're going to go ahead and find that body scan. So remembering that at this point, we're not trying to change anything here. We're just scanning through the body from the top of the head all the way down to the toes, making that connection. We're just thinking about brain to the top of the head, brain to the first vertebrae in the spine. Whatever works for you, we're scanning down, focusing our attention on each individual, each incremental parts of our body, and then moving on. And then we're going to go ahead and keep moving down the body, keep focusing, and remembering that as your brain starts to wander away from you, you're going to go ahead and sweep that attention back. Totally normal, totally natural for your mind to wander, maybe just paying attention, noticing where your brain goes, and then gently sweeping your attention back to the exercise that you're working on right now. Continuing to move down the body. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and wrap up this exercise, wrap up this body scan by bringing the attention right back to the center of the body. And just for a minute, again, we're not trying to change anything at this point, just noticing what's happening with your breath at this point, noticing what's happening with your heart rate, maybe placing 2 fingers behind your jaw or one hand over your chest, one hand over your abdomen, just noticing that breath, paying attention to where you are right now, taking that little pause to check in. And then we'll go ahead and open the eyes if you feel comfortable. And then we'll just gently, let's drop our chin down to our collarbone, just stretching out the back of the neck real quick. Lifting up nice and tall, right ear towards the right shoulder. Left ear towards the left shoulder. And then lifting up. Great job, everybody. Nice work. You can take a couple of deep breaths to finish.